Welcome to Women Disrupting Tech. My name is Dirk-Jan Hupkes, and on this podcast I give the women who work in tech the platform they need to inspire and empower each other. Join me on a journey into the world of entrepreneurship, funding, biases and role models to discover the strategies for success in the tech industry. In other words, how women can disrupt tech. Are you ready to listen? Hey, welcome back to Women Disrupting Tech. I wish you an awesome 2026 and thank you for tuning in to episode 134. For today's conversation, I'm joined by Carolina Bongers. Carolina is the co-founder of Jungle the Bungle, a language app that helps young children learn new languages. Carolina's ambition goes beyond teaching words, though. She wants to unlock worlds that would otherwise remain invisible to them. In this episode of Women Disrupting Tech, Carolina and I talk about her journey as a founder and the thinking behind the product. We explore why learning needs to be fun, how she validated her idea by writing a children's book before building an app, and what happened when her first paying customers turned out to be very different from what she expected. We also dive into how her background at Disney shaped the way she designed and tested her characters, and how the Jungle the Bungle app is just the first step in building a language learning ecosystem. So when you're ready to listen and learn how Jungle the Bungle is unlocking worlds by making language learning fun, please welcome to Women Disrupting Tech, Carolina Bongers. Carolina Bongers, good to have you. Welcome to Women Disrupting Tech. Let's start with some background. How did you get to where you are right now with Jungle the Bungle?
Thanks for having me. And it's a nice story. Good to know is that I was raised bilingual myself, and that has been one of the greatest gifts of my life. So when my children were young, I also wanted to teach them a second language. And that's the moment that I found out that there were not really fun methods to do so. So I started to develop my own franchise. I worked for Disney and I really believe in the power of storytelling and the magic of characters. And I launched 2 multilingual children books and I sold more than 2,000 copies. So for me, that was a proof that Jungle the Bungle had a big potential. I found a great co-founder in Amber Stam, and we took it from there together. So we raised funding to build the app, and it's in the market for 18 months now.
Okay. So how did the two of you meet?
We knew each other from DPG Media.
Huh?
We worked there together. I think actually it was her first job, and I was working there on a freelance basis as a campaign manager. And I immediately knew that she was really good employee. And you have some high potentials, and she was one of them. So I recognized that in a second. And it was a lot of years later that we really started working together. I think maybe 5 years after we first met.
So you were raised bilingual and you called it one of the greatest gifts you had. How did that influence your journey to building Jungle the Bungle?
And not many people know, but if you're raised bilingual, then your brain changes in a positive way. So I am really optimistic. I will always find a way to do stuff. So the words, it's not possible, they don't exist in my dictionary. And I think that that's really because of my bilingual education. And besides that, learning multiple languages is, of course, at the heart of our company. So both Amber and I have been really lucky where we, in the country we were born and with the family we were born. And unfortunately, not every child has this luck. So with Jungle the Bungle, we offer the possibility to learn multiple languages from a very young age. And we hope to give as many children as possible a great head start. We also say we are not only teaching words, we are unlocking worlds.
Oh, that's really powerful. So you're targeting, I think, children from in the age of 2 to 8 years old, right? So you said you try to teach your own children a second language as well, and you found that there wasn't really a lot of apps around, or not the apps that you liked. So can you describe what was missing then?
Yes, I think a lot of educational products are a bit boring and are not fun, and that's where it goes wrong.
Hmm.
So I think if children have fun and they love doing things that they learn, yeah, without any effort, and they enjoy it a lot, so they are motivated to keep on doing it. And a lot of products I see from educational publishers
Hmm.
are ugly and boring. So yeah, that's the gap I saw. And the big players are targeting adults or children that already can read and write.
Ah, okay. So you with Jungle the Bungle, you don't need to be able to read and write.
No, you only play games or you sing songs or your parents read a book to you. So you don't need to read yourself.
So it's also passive and active, if I hear you correctly. So the passive part being read a book, and the active part is playing games, singing a song. Okay, so you worked for Disney. How did you use that experience in developing the app?
It was really at the heart of the developing of the franchise
Mm-hmm.
because, of course, I saw at Disney what the magic of characters do with children.
Mm-hmm.
So when I asked somebody to draw the characters,
Uh-huh.
that was very exciting because in my head I knew what I wanted more or less, but I didn't know how it would look like. So there was a strange face, but it all the characters are adorable. The briefing was a child should see the character and fall in love with it.
Uh-huh.
So, and I think the Disney characters also have that power, and the Jungle the Bungle characters as well.
Okay, so you actually took the Disney playbook on how to, let's say, develop the characters and applied that to Jungle the Bungle. So you're targeting children from 2 to 8. What kind of resistance and challenges are you running into?
Yeah, the biggest resistance comes from persons. I would say not even parents, but they get really mad that we developed an app. So they call us mad because we use smartphones and tablets for such a young children. But we prefer looking at it from another point of perspective
Yeah.
because we all know that our children spend too much time on screens. So we think if your child is using a screen, please give them responsible content.
So what I'm hearing you say is one of the objections is screen time, which I do recognize from my own environment. I don't have children myself, but I hear that a lot from young parents. Like, I don't want my children to have screen time or limited amount. So I even remember a discussion I had with my sister-in-law about a child in the class of her daughter who was using a smartphone with Canva to do part of the homework, where I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, of course you can use Canva on the smartphone as well, so why not?" But my sister-in-law was quite opposed to it.
Of course, we stimulate not to use too many screen time. So we think you should use it responsible. But if your child is using tablets or smartphones, then please give them an app which he or she can learn something from it instead
Yes.
of the crappy content.
Uh-huh. So instead of going to Instagram or YouTube, just
Yeah,
give
the
them.
YouTube Shorts. Yeah, give them a responsible app with which they can learn a new language.
Okay, so just out of curiosity, how do you define let's say, sensible use of that screen time? using a language is one, but are there other ways to do it?
I think there are some apps that are responsible, yes, but a lot of parents don't look and they leave their children alone, and then you don't, yeah, on YouTube you don't know what your the algorithm is working, and
Mm.
before you knowing they're seeing stuff that is not really appropriate for them.
Oh, yeah, that I don't have experience with, but then sounds like YouTube has some work to do. Um, but what I found interesting is you get the screen time remark and the fact that you develop an app not necessarily from parents. So do you get it from teachers? Who do you get it from?
Yeah, it's merely on social media if we have a ad running or content
Uh-huh.
that people comment on. Oh, you're really crazy. Children must play outside. Children already need to do so many things. Why teach them a second language? But yeah, the brain of children is so receptive to learn a second language up to 8 years. So
Yeah, I was about to say, I think until 7 or 8, the brain is like, well, a total sponge. So you actually, it's if there is an ideal time to teach a child a second language or anything for that matter, it's actually
yeah,
that age.
yeah, it's especially languages. It's up to 8, and then until 15, it's still a little bit less active, but still active. And from 15 years on, then it's just as difficult as for an adult. So we should really use this young period to teach them new languages.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we talked about the passive and the active part of it. How do you make it fun for children? And you, because you also indicated that you've put a lot of attention into how to develop the characters. What else do you do to make it fun for children so that they actually do use it and do learn from it?
Yeah. Well, I think the most important uh, thing is that the app is fun. Because if it's not fun, then as you say, the children wouldn't want to play, and then you can't learn a new language.
Hmm.
Um, so for us, fun is leading, but of course, the methods we use are also good. So we developed the app with Early Bird, and that's an evidence-based learning method for young children. And we continuously team up with didactic experts and teachers. So the app is not only fun, but also effective to learn a new language.
Okay, so you also put in, you have an advisory board of or something like that with people with a education background to
Yeah.
make sure that it actually it because I was wondering how you make sure that it also works for this young age group.
Yeah, we have we developed together with Early Bird. So there's a list with all the words children have to learn until the age of 7.
Hmm.
So we put them all in different difficulty levels, and there's an algorithm on the back.
Hmm.
So if you have enough good answers, then you go up, and if you make too many mistakes, you go back again in the level. So as a child, it's always fun. It's never
So
you
it's
never
not
give a
like
wrong answer. So it's
ah
always you're always motivated to go on. You don't know by yourself on which level you are playing.
okay, because that is really interesting that you take, let's say, the test element out of it,
Hmm.
or at least the response of it. That okay, this is a wrong answer, so now you go down a level. That you've actually taken it out.
Yeah.
That was on purpose.
Yes. Yeah, because we think children should be motivated, stimulated, and we want to focus on the good and not on the bad. So if
Mhm.
you give a wrong answer, then you just don't continue. You have to keep on trying until you have the good answer.
Okay.
And so and then in that way, you also learn.
Yes. Yeah, worst case, it takes 4 tries,
Yeah,
and
but
then
then it
you
takes 4 tries. Yeah, but
uh,
everybody can make the levels, and so that's a nice thing of the app.
okay, cool. So you started the journey writing books or writing a book, um, 2 books. So how did that help you? That's question number 1.
Yeah. Well, I started with books because I didn't want to go begging for money.
Mhm,
So I started with the part, yeah, it's an omni-channel franchise. And I started with the part that I could fund myself. So with the books, I validated if the children liked the characters and if parents would be open to teach their children a
mhm,
second language. So that's why I started with the books.
okay. And how does it help you how did it help you on your journey in developing an app? Because at some point you decide to build an app. What triggered that?
Yes, I imagined an omni-channel franchise.
Uh-huh.
And then I knew that the next step had to be online. So for me, this was to validate if the children liked the characters. And because if they wouldn't like the characters, then I could have quit it. But luckily, they did like them. Um, so that's basically the franchise I tested.
Mhm.
And then, yeah, I wanted to continue developing digital. Um, and that's why I started with the app.
Okay.
And the most important thing that I learned from the book, and it's happening again with the app, is the enthusiasm from schools and teachers and libraries. So I originally launched for parents,
Mhm.
but from the educational sector, there came the interest. And it's happening again with the app. So we launched again for parents because we thought, well, in order to go to schools, there must be added much more content. It's not ready yet to go to schools, but it is. So schools come to us, they reach out to us. So could we please use this app in the classroom? So we adapted the proposition a bit
Uh-huh.
because for a subscription that you take as a parent, you can have 3 children playing. You make a profile, 3 different profiles.
Mhm.
But with a classroom, a teacher needs to have 30 profiles. So we needed adaptation in the back end. But now we are offering the method to schools. So that's really cool.
Okay, so what are the results so far? Do they see an improvement in learning capacity for children?
Yes, well, in Holland, there are a lot of children that don't speak very well Dutch, but they have to, yeah, they have to fit in a system and they go to a regular class. And so teachers struggle a bit, and they can't give only attention to the children that don't speak Dutch.
Mhm.
So it's a way for them they can practice in a fun way and use the Dutch language.
Mhm.
And they can do it individually, so the teacher doesn't need to be next to them on the table.
Yes,
So
and they can do it at their own time.
at their own time, at
So
their own
they
level, at
yeah,
their own pace. Yeah. Yes. And we also offer schools if because we, as I told you before, we want as many children as possible to give the possibility to learn.
yeah.
So if a school takes a license, then we offer the children to also be able to play at home. So in the weekends and in holidays, they can continue practicing their language.
Oh, that is cool. What I heard so far is that it's really difficult to get into schools. So companies first uh, put out content for parents, so they get a bit of a base level, and then go to schools. Was that also what happened with you, or did you sort of really early on, after like the first few parents, you did you get contacted by schools?
Yes, I think after 3 or 4 months. So we started for parents, but then we realized, okay, the schools really need this language app.
Mm-hmm.
So I think after 6 months, we made it available for schools as well.
Mm-hmm.
At first only on tablets, but 2 months later, we also launched the web version. So initially we launched for parents, but because the need is so high at schools, we pivoted to schools.
Okay. Well, that's yeah. And also the need, but also the demand from
Yes, yes.
is it now sort of bootstrapped the business, or are you still getting funded externally?
What do you exactly mean?
Well, do you bootstrap? So
Hmm.
do you
We
use
part we
proceeds from
partly
the from the app to reinvest in?
Yeah, yes, yeah, yeah. We raised funding last year, and but we still were bootstrapped.
Mhm.
Um,
So do you want to do fundraising later?
yes, yes, we will do fundraising. Yeah, we just applied for a big grant, so we
Mhm.
hope we are getting it.
Mhm.
If we are getting it, then we can postpone the fundraising a bit.
Yeah.
If we don't get it, we will fundraise by the end of this year.
Okay. Cool. How do you see this moving forward? You've built an app that is in use in schools in Holland and by pupils in Holland, so by children who
Mhm.
live in Holland. How do you
Yeah.
see this moving ahead? Let's say next couple of years.
Well, it's not only Holland because we get a lot of demand also from Belgium
Hmm.
and even a school in Portugal and Curacao. So we already have international customers on the school part. And first, the upcoming years, we want to build a firm base in the Netherlands,
Hmm.
yeah, maybe Belgium, and then we are looking for lookalike countries like a Scandinavian country, maybe
Hmm.
Germany, and then if we have some countries already in Europe, then we want to head to the US, but step by step. But
Yeah.
in the end, we want to have world domination. So
Yeah. So what's the end goal? How many children do you want to educate?
really millions, millions of children. Yeah, because it's easy scalable. Yeah, we offer Dutch, Spanish, and English,
Hmm.
but we can easily add a new language, and so yeah, we can easily add French, German, Portuguese. If we go to the US, we want to have 8 to 10 languages in the app.
Hmm.
Um,
So that's English, Spanish. Yeah. Okay. And then then from there, the world is your oyster, as they say. Okay. So just going back for a minute to the fundraising bit. You did fundraise before, right? Was that a loan or a fund? No, it was crowdfunding, I think.
yes, we started with crowdfunding. Yeah,
Yeah. How was that?
yeah, I liked it. In the beginning, you're a bit shy because you have to ask people you know. You have to ask them for money, so that's a bit awkward, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But once you start doing it, then you lose all the shame, and then you just go and ask everybody for money. And I also look at it differently because I'm not only going and ask for money because I really believe we are going to make a big success out of Jungle the Bungle.
Hmm.
So I actually offer them a possibility to invest their money wisely. And if
Yeah.
you look at it that way, then it's less difficult to sell.
Yeah. And it's also a way to do something good in the world and help children who would not have otherwise been given a chance to learn a language well.
Yeah, true. And it's a brand. It's a likable brand, and we have now more than 100 crowdfunders.
Hmm.
So those are our ambassadors, and they also talk about our brand, and they keep on supporting us. So yeah, I really liked it for our company to
Yeah.
start with the crowdfunding.
Yeah. How do you keep them engaged?
We sent mailings
Hmm.
um, in the beginning more often than now. Uh, yeah, to see, okay, how far are we with developing the app?
Hmm.
Since we launched the app, the frequency has gone down a bit because we have other priorities.
Hmm.
But once every 4 or 5 months, we send them an update. Every time something big happens, we uh, we mail them. We send them an email, and they really like it.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah,
Uh,
we have huge opening rates.
from
I
the
would be
emails.
jealous from the emails. It's like
Uh,
80%, so that's really nice.
yeah, that's pretty high because
Yeah.
I don't know what regular opening rates are these days, but 80% is really on the higher end of things. So you've been building an app that covers 3 languages right now: Dutch, English, and Spanish. What is the biggest mistake you've made on the way,
Yes.
and what is the lesson you took from it?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't call a mistake. But of course, looking back, we would have done things differently.
Hmm.
And my biggest lesson is that not everything has to be perfect. So I worked for really big brands like L'Oreal and Disney. So my standards are quite high.
Hmm.
But working in a startup is really different. And you have to make mistakes or you have to do things wrong, but in order to learn from it.
Yeah.
So so yeah, and then it's just the two of us. So it's yeah, you can't do everything perfect. You don't have the time and the capacity to do so. Um, so yeah, that's what I learned, that it doesn't have to be perfect.
Okay.
Also, the app version you are launching, yeah, it's logical that it needs continuous improvement and developing, and it will never be ready. The app,
No, if only because you keep adding languages, of
yeah,
course,
true, yeah,
but,
and content and
and
more
levels.
new games, new songs, new characters, maybe. So it will
Yeah.
never be ready, totally finished. So
So how do you deal with that? Because you have these high standards and you want to bring something to the world that is like that represents you as well. So also reflects your standards. And if you have high standards like you and me, to be honest, then it's sort of uh, difficult to. Yeah, I can imagine, at least for myself, speak for myself, I find it really difficult to put out something that is, let's say, not at least 7.5 out of 10.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
How do you,
It
how do
is
you deal?
difficult. It is difficult. I had to learn it.
Uh-huh.
Um, but with the app, it's yeah, it's so expensive to finish it totally. So we are building traction now,
Mhm.
um, and we learn from the input from customers. So we also say to the teachers and to the schools, please, if we have tips for us, or if something is missing, let us know so we can improve the product with your help. Um, and then it depends. If we send an email, it must be perfect. I don't want any spelling mistakes or wrong links or
Oh, yeah,
so
okay.
you yeah, you pick your battles on which things you will still be perfect and on what things it's okay to be at 70 or 80%.
Yeah, so double clicking on that, how do you determine what is 70-80% then? How do you do that? You sort of have an end
Yes,
goal
that's
and
not
then
that's a difficult question, Dirk Jan. I think maybe not a 70, 80%, but then you know, okay, it's not perfect. It's not perfect because it's not possible in this phase to have it perfect. So then you just go. You just put it in the market and then you see what happens. because we don't have an audience like L'Oreal or Disney. So if something goes wrong, then okay, it's
Is that also the benefit of having, let's say, a smaller audience, that you don't have to be perfect?
maybe for me personally, yes. But yeah, I remember when was it a couple of months ago
Yeah,
that everything went down,
yeah,
every screen went out. So
yeah.
even the big companies and tech companies and yeah, it's still if it's technical, then things can go wrong. So I think even the big companies have to deal with it. But
Yes,
for me personally, yes, it's more easy since we don't have thousands of users yet.
cool. And what has been your biggest, or yeah, biggest success, or what are you most proud of?
The most proud I'm the way Amber and I managed to come where we are right now. That was not always easy, but we always kept positive and constructive towards each other. Yeah, sometimes I'm really uh, feeling like, is this a dream? Is it we really built this great app that is being used on more than 100 schools right now, and with so much potential, and just the two of us. Of course, with our great app developer, Hulan, and we hire professionals along the way, but yeah, still, it's just the two of us. So that's what I'm really proud of.
Yes, I can imagine. So let's suppose Jungle the Bungle becomes wildly successful in the next 10 years. What does it look like then? You've added languages, you've entered markets.
Yes, we've entered markets. We did some brand extensions. We will be there will be a movie in the cinema. There will be a theme park. We will have events where children can come and sing in different languages, and it's much bigger than you can imagine right now.
Well, you just imagined it.
Yes, and I worked for Disney, so
Yeah,
if you can dream it, you can do it. So that's my big motto.
yeah, yeah, and it's helpful in that sense, I guess.
Yeah, true.
Okay, so I have a question for you. So I'm with Women Disrupting Tech. I'm building a tool that connects female founders to investors, bridging the funding gap using AI. From your perspective as a founder, what is the most important ingredient uh, I need to make that work, to make that app, let's call it that, work?
Well, that it works well,
Mm-hmm.
but since your standards are high, I wouldn't doubt that, and that it's intuitive, so that as a founder in a startup, you don't have so much headspace.
Mm-hmm.
So it's if it's too complicated, then yeah, then it wouldn't work for me. And also, if it doesn't deliver what I need, then it wouldn't be helpful. But if I know, okay, this is what I will get out of it, that's helpful to me, and it's easy to do it, then it would be great.
To what extent would it help me to look at
But yes,
users as
yeah,
children between
yeah,
the ages of 2 and 8?
yes. I think that would be great. Yeah, because it needs to be intuitive, so not too complicated. So 2 to 8 years, that's a great age.
Cool. Then I'll use that advice. So thank you very much for the conversation. Really enjoyed it. If people want to learn more about you or about Jungle the Bungle, or if they want to download it and try it out or use it in their schools, where would you like to send it?
Yes, you can go to our website, junglethebungle.com. You can find us on the socials, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram.
Mhm.
And if you can try it 1 week for free, and we're available in the App Store and the Google Play Store.
Cool. And we'll include those links in the show notes.
That would be great.
Yes.
I
So
also enjoyed the conversation.
cool. Well, that's
Thanks.
nice to hear. Well, Carolina Bongers, thank you very much for this interview. Really enjoyed it. Listeners, thank you very much for listening. And until the next episode, keep being awesome. Well, that's it. Thank you for listening to episode 134 of Women Disrupting Tech, titled Unlocking Worlds by Making Language Learning Fun with Carolina Bongers. If you've ever wondered about the benefits of teaching young children a second language, I hope this episode showed you how much it can shape the way children learn and explore the world. If you want to connect with Carolina directly or learn more about Jungle the Bungle, please find all the relevant links in the show notes at womendisruptingtech.blog. Just click the link in the caption. One of my favorite moments in the conversation was when Carolina explained how leaving right and wrong answers implicit creates a much better learning experience. What was your favorite moment in the conversation? Was it the idea of validating by writing a book, the unexpected pull from schools, or the way Carolina reframed fundraising as community building? Let me know your thoughts in the comments on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube. If you found this episode helpful, please take a moment to rate and review the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe so you never miss a future episode. Once again, thank you for listening. I hope to see you in the next episode. And until then, as always, keep being awesome.